Hello, this is FurryMurry7, and welcome to my advanced mage guide. This is the guide that kind of expands upon my beginner mage guide. And in this video, I am doing grinding for souls, especially when it comes to Darkroot Garden. I know a couple of people ask me about grinding in Darkroot Garden, and I haven't made a video on it yet, and so here it is. Now, just in case you're kind of new to my Dark Souls videos, this build is a magic spellcasting build. No melee weapons allowed. And so as you can see, I've got an Ulusal Ivory Catalyst, Ascended Pyromancy Flame +5, and Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring. So if you're following my guide, wanting to know how to do this using the build that I show you, these are mainly the three items you need. Most important, Bellowing Dragon Crest, Pyromancy Flame. It doesn't have to be Ascended. You can do it with any Pyromancy Flame, and Ulusal Ivory Catalyst. Now, you're also going to need a strong shield that has no less than 100% physical damage reduction. 100% minimum. You should not take anything less than 100% damage reduction. So, Heater Shield is your best bet because it's lightweight and it has 100%. But you can pretty much use any shield you want as long as it's light enough for you to move around, and it needs to be 100% physical. Grass Crest is cool, but it's not quite 100%, and it has very low stability. So that's what you're going to need. Now, for your clothing, it can pretty much be anything you want. You can wear. It doesn't have to be the Witch set. It can be the Crimson set, it can be the Antiquated set, whatever you want. But for the head, if you may want to consider wearing the Crown of Dusk for your headgear, because it's going to amplify your pyromancies and sorceries, and it'll give you that extra bit of damage, especially if you don't have an Ascended Pyromancy Flame yet, because your Pyromancy Flame is going to be very, very important. But before we start fighting these guys, I need to take you to a place called Undead Parish, because that's where you need to go first in order to get to the inner regions of Darkroot Garden. So, if you already have a Lord Vessel, you can just warp to the Undead Parish, or if you don't have it yet, watch my beginner mage guide. My guide is amazing. It's a beginner guide and an advanced guide and a twinking guide all in one, and it's all about spellcasting and sorcery. So make sure you watch that guide. I tell you about how to get all of these pieces of gear in the guide: the Ulusal Ivory, the Crown of Dusk, all of that stuff is in that guide. So make sure you watch it. But once you get to the Undead Parish, you're going to go downstairs. You're going to see this blacksmith. Make sure you take your hands and fingers off the triggers so you don't accidentally attack him. And then talk to him. You're going to go down to purchase item, and you're going to buy an item called the Crest of Artorias. Now, I already bought it, so it doesn't show up in this menu right here. But the Crest of Artorias costs 20,000 souls. Pretty expensive. It's just as expensive as the Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring. Once you buy it, it'll appear in your inventory in the key slot. Right here. There it is. Crest of Artorias. Now, if 20,000 souls sounds like a lot, it's not. I show you a couple of tricks. If you watch my beginner mage guide, in that guide I show you quite a few tricks that you can use in order to get quite a bit of experience points, even without using Darkroot. So, make sure you watch those guides, buy the Crest of Artorias. After you buy the Crest of Artorias, it's time to start heading down to Darkroot. Now, there's going to be a Titanite demon down here. Now, this Titanite demon is extremely easy to kill if you're a mage. It's super easy to kill. Just watch my guide, I show you. It's really easy. You shouldn't really be having trouble with this guy. Now, after you open the door, after you use the Crest of Artorias to open the door, you're going to encounter one enemy that doesn't respawn, but he's still a little bit tough if you don't know what you're doing. Now, the key is, when you first open that mystical door, you're gonna go in a little bit at a time. You're not just gonna run all the way in, otherwise you're going to aggro all the enemies. You just want to aggro that one knight guy with the big sword and get him to, and kind of lead him over to where the stairs are so you don't accidentally get involved in running too far in the forest. And then get him with your combustion. Now he hits kind of hard. His hits do quite a bit of damage, but you should be able to take care of that very, very easily, even if you don't have an Ascended Pyroflame. Just make sure you pack a bunch of Estus Flasks, or you can use Humanity to heal yourself if you want. But anyway, what you need to do now, when you get up to this point, if you haven't already discovered this, there is a bonfire right here. Now, if you can't see it, you're just going to walk up to the wall and attack it. Or you can simply roll into the wall. Roll into the wall will disappear, and it will open up this bonfire, light the bonfire, and sit at it. Now, while we're at the bonfire, I should probably tell you all the spells that you're going to need in order to get it done using the method that I'm showing you. I mean, there's lots of ways to go about doing this, but I'm just going to show you one method that works for me as a spellcaster. So, you don't need very many spells. You only really need 4 spell slots. I have 5 attunement slots right now, but you really only need 4. What you really need is Great Soul Arrow. You can do regular Soul Arrow if you want, but the thing is you want to kill those guys as quickly as possible because they hit pretty hard and it can be a little difficult to kill them. But you're going to want Soul Arrow or Great Soul Arrow. You're going to want Great Combustion. Great Combustion is only about 5,000 experience. You can buy it from Quaolana down in the Blight Town. If you don't have Great Combustion, you can get by with just regular Combustion. Make sure you don't use up all of your combustions in one shot. Don't be afraid to come back to the bonfire to refill on spells if you need more spells. The other thing you need is Great Heavy Soul Arrow. The Great Heavy Soul Arrow, you need it because of the last guy that you're gonna fight is that faith-using guy, priest guy, and he's gonna try to get away from you. And so, your best bet against that guy is ranged attacks. Now, after that first guy is dealt with, the guy with the big sword, come up here, sit at the bonfire, and then go down. Now, I'm going to change this to Witch Hat because it looks amazing. Looks a lot better than Crown of Dusk. Doesn't really change anything. Now, the first guy you're going to encounter is the Mage guy. Now, he's going to start off trying to use soul arrows against you. But you can use that to your advantage, because the thing about soul arrows, they're pretty much useless if your opponent is right on top of you. So your best bet is to run up to this guy as quickly as you can. The soul arrows shouldn't really hit you, but you should keep your shield held up anyway, just in case something happens. So, make sure your Bellowing Dragon Crest ring is equipped. Run up. You're going to want to try to bombard this guy as much as you can. Now, if he gets too far away from you, don't run out into the forest, because it's going to aggro a whole bunch of other enemies. Let him get back and then switch to your soul arrows. Now, this guy. You can't let him get behind you, because he will backstab you if you get the chance. Don't let him get behind you. Now, what you want to do... One of the best ways to kill this guy is by using soul arrows. If you try to use combustion on him, sometimes he'll jump out of the way just before you can use it. Sometimes you get lucky and he won't roll, but he'll do a lot of back steps and back rolls to try to avoid your combustions. So one of the things you could do, switch to your soul arrows and shoot soul arrows at him. When you shoot the soul arrows at him, he'll usually try to move backwards. And if there's a clean shot between you and him, so that there's no like trees in between you and him, your soul arrows will usually be able to hit him. But try using mixtures of combustions and soul arrows, and you should be able to get him. Great Combustion will do more damage, but you only have 8 shots, and that guy is pretty good at evading your combustions. Now, after both the Mage guy and the Thief guy are dealt with, you're not going to run straight into the forest from here. You don't want to do that. You're going to want to stick to the outside edge. And drink an Estus Flask if your health is low. Run to the outside edge, stay as close to the edge as you can without falling off, and run around the outside. Now there's going to be a guy all the way up there. He's going to see you from quite a distance away. After he sees you, he's going to run up to you. Don't move. Just let him run up to you. You don't want to aggro any of the other guys. He's going to swing at you. Now, a great thing you can do, instead of trying to block his axes with your shield, you can do that, by the way. But another thing you can do is try to move backward when he starts to swing so that he misses. When he misses, he'll do kind of like an overswing, and he'll kind of, be vulnerable for a little while. So try that. See that? He swung and he missed. You can try doing that too if you want. That guy is pretty easy to kill. Just remember, don't get hit because he does quite a bit of damage. Now, this guy right in front of me right here, he's facing away from you. That's another reason why you wanted to run around the outside edge so he wouldn't be able to see you. You want to get just close enough that you can lock on to him. Once you're just close enough you can lock on, go a couple more steps forward, because after you hit him with your great heavy soul arrow, he's going to be pushed forward a little bit. So he's going to be, he might be knocked outside of your range after you hit him. Now, you're going to want to do this pretty quickly, because as soon as you hit him, he's going to want to heal. So hit him with your great heavy soul arrow. And then after that, immediately afterward, you charge up another one, because he's going to try to heal as much as he can. Now, sometimes, instead of healing, he's just going to try charging at you and try punching you with his with his talisman. But it's not going to be long before he try backing up and try healing again. He always heals whenever he gets the chance. So as soon as he starts backing away from you, don't chase after him. You're wasting your time. As soon as he starts backing up, just switch to your great soul arrow. Don't use your heavies because it takes too long to charge up, but just switch to your normal soul arrows and just hit him. And it'll interrupt his healing and hopefully kill him. Now I'm going to run through that one more time, only I'm going to go through a lot faster to show you exactly just how fast you can do this. Now, what you can do, you can try using Homeward Bone after you kill all those enemies. And you'll certainly be able to afford it. It only costs about 500 souls for a Homeward Bone, so if you want to make it faster, you can use a Homeward Bone to get back to the bonfire instead of running. Let's see here. He's going. He's trying to circle around. What the heck is he doing? There we go. He is doing. Usually I can kill him a lot faster. Not sure what's going on. Okay, time for this guy. I'll use my great combustion on him. What the heck? Whoa, that's pretty cool. Fell off. Okay. There we are. And it's done. I suppose I could use my Homeward Bone to get back to the bonfire, but I don't need to. I'll just walk. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you please watch my other videos, like and subscribe. I have a lot of other advanced mage guides, so make sure you watch those. I have some PvP tips as well. If you're having trouble with PvP, as a spellcaster, I might be able to provide some assistance, because I give some really cool tips that I haven't really seen anybody else using. I seem to be the only one doing this stuff. And so, that's going to help you, that's going to improve your game a lot. So, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you please watch my other videos. And pretty please, like and subscribe.